Namaste sarvebhyah. So we'll just quickly try to go through this quickly, the homework. Many of you have sent me the homework. It's great, thank you. And I looked through all of them. Some of them which I received yesterday, I have not responded, but I have looked through them. But before that, I responded. Yes, most of it is correct, but some of it, I think there is some confusion. So let's get that clarified today. First, so this one has exercises on twa and tum. So first, what is twa and tum? What are these called in grammar? In Vyakaranam?
Pratyayas?
Yeah, pratyayas. What kind of pratyaya? There are different kinds of pratyayas in Vyakaranam. One is like sup pratyaya, ting pratyaya, then the krit pratyaya, tadhita pratyaya, stri pratyaya, etc., etc. Right? So these are what kind of pratyayas? Now you already know supratyaya. What is supratyaya? I hope all of you remember this.
Vibhakti endings.
Yes, vibhakti pratyayas are supratyayas. Yes.
Yeah.
Then ting pratyayas are
the verb endings.
verb endings.
Gachati. Gachati.
Yes. Now the another important one is krit pratyaya. Krit pratyayas are okay. So if I have not explained that before.
That's vibhakti verbs like krutavati.
No. Yeah. So krit pratyayas are a group of, like all these are pratyayas, names are given here, they are given to a set of pratyayas. It is not a single pratyaya. Like sup pratyaya is a set of 21 pratyayas, and sup pratyayas are applied to pratipadikas. And ting pratyayas are again set of 18 pratyayas which are applied to dhatu. And similarly, krit pratyayas are also set of pratyayas which are applied to dhatus. So these are some basic things we can remember. Like supratyayas are actually vibhakti pratyayas which are applied to pratipadikas to make them namapadas like nama, Ramaha, etc. Ramam, Raman, etc. Ting pratyayas are set of pratyayas which are applied to dhatus like gam plus ti becomes gachati, etc. And krit pratyayas also set of pratyayas applied to dhatus again. But when we apply krit pratyaya to dhatus, they become pratipadika. Remember this. So what happens here? The dhatu plus krit pratyaya becomes pratipadikam. Okay. Dhatu plus krit pratyaya becomes pratipadikam. Udaharanam kim bhavati atra. So even if you take this one also, where we are studying this twa and tum, these are also krit pratyayas. One of the krit. There are more than 100 krit pratyayas. So some of them we have studied like kavatu, twa, tum, tumun, etc. So here, example, dhatu in this first one, where there is patitva, grammatically this is derived like this: dhatu plus krit. One of the kta pratyaya here. Dhatu is pat dhatu, okay, plus the original krit pratyaya in this case is kta, and this one becomes ultimately the pratipadikam patitva. There are in Ashtadhyayi Vyakaranam, Paniniya Vyakaranam, there are steps how this should be derived. How this pat plus tva changes to patitva. There are in between steps. This is not just a single step or a single jump. In between, there are many sutras from Panini Ashtadhyayi. They come into picture, and that they work on this process of changing pat plus tva to patitva. So that is the deeper, detailed Ashtadhyayi study, which we or you can do separately. But here in this, what we are interested here is dhatu plus one of the krit pratyayas becomes changes to pratipadikam. So here pat plus tva. This tva, remember what is this tva? If you are wondering, this tva is, I'm just for clarity I'm writing here, it is ka plus tva plus va, total tva. In this, only the ka is dropped, only tva remains. So that's pat plus tva is added. Then e also comes into picture in between, but it so totally becomes patitva. The e always doesn't come into picture. In some cases, e is added to dhatu, and then finally it becomes patitva. So that is a grammatical process. In case of gam plus tva, so gam plus, so again you add this tva, which we ka is dropped, and then we add tva. In this case it becomes gatva, not gitva or gamitva. It becomes gatva. Ma is also dropped. So here gatva, gam plus tva, gam is dhatu, tva is krit, one of the krit pratyayas. So we get the gatva. So this is the pratipadikam I said. Now, can the pratipadika be used in language, in a sentence? Can a pratipadikam be used directly in a sentence or a language? Vijayante Bhagini?
Namo Namo Bhadaya. You mean
Ah.
the whole word after adding the pratyaga, is it?
Yeah, what kind of words be used in Sanskrit language?
So
What
I
kind of words?
like
No.
it also, yeah, I don't understand, sir.
Only two kinds of words can be used in the Sanskrit language. That is Subantam and Tingantam only.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Namapadam and Kriyapadam. Subantam and Tingantam. So we are specifically grammatically referring to Namapada as Subantam, and Kriyapadas are Tingantam. Only two kinds of words are there in the Sanskrit language as per Panini, as per the Vyakaranam. Only two kinds of words. Subantam and Tingantam. A word must be Tingantam or it must be Subantam to be used in the language. Language means what? In our day-to-day usage, like aham gacchami, saha agacchati, tvam agacchasi, etc. Right? Other than Subantam or Tingantam, no other kind of word can be used in the language. So when I say pratipadikam here, my question is, can a pratipadikam be used in the language?
Mahoday, when in Sambodhanam we are using pratipadikam, isn't it?
No. Sambodhanam is also...
For example, Rama is the pratipadikam, and are we using Hey Rama?
That is a very good question, but that is also a Subantam only. That is not pratipadikam. It looks like pratipadikam. Okay? For example, Lata also. You take Lata. Lata is also pratipadikam, right? Akaranta Strilinga pratipadikam Lata. But in the Vibhakti table, when you see, the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam is also Lata. Right? Lata, Late, Lataha, Rama, Rame, Ramaha. Correct? So, the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam looks like pratipadikam, but in Vyakarana term, in the Vyakaranam, it is a Subantam because there is a process involved. The Vyakaranam start with the Pratipadikam and it adds the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana Suppratyaya to it. What is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana Suppratyaya? Su only. Su. Su Pratyaya is added. So this goes through some steps as per the Ashtadhyayi Sutras. And then finally in Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachana, Pratyaya is this. And it becomes Lata only. It becomes or remains. Because as per the sutras in Ashtadhyayi, something happens to this and Su is totally gone. Finally, Lata remains there. So there is a process involved. So from the Pratipadikam, Supratyaya is added to it and it is derived into a qualified Subantam, which is ready to be used in a sentence in the language. The Pratipadikam originally, which is there, cannot be directly used in this language. Similarly with the Sambodhanam also. Sambodhanam also, it starts with the Pratipadikam Rama. And then we add the Sambodhana Supratyaya, which is again same as the Prathama Vibhakti Supratyaya. So then it remains Rama for Sambodhanam. So there is a step involved, and this technically becomes a Subantam. Only when it is a Subantam, it can be used in a sentence. Similarly, Tingantam also. A word must be qualified as qualified Subantam or Tingantam to be used in a language. No other word can be used. Means in the grammatical term, in the grammar, as per the grammar, as per the Ashtadhyayi Vyakaranam, a word must be derived into Subantam or Tingantam to be used in the language. If it is anything else, it cannot be used. So what the job of Ashtadhyayi is to start with this, with the Prakriti. Prakriti means the raw form or the original form of a word, whether it usually a dhatu, right? And then show you the steps to derive that into either Subantam or Tingantam to make it ready to be used in the language. That is what all the Vyakaranam is about, mostly. There is again Samasa, etc. But this is the crux of it. So in this case, when we say dhat patitva, okay, when you say pat plus tva, I will just say tva here instead of the tva. So this becomes a pratipadikam patitva. is it ready to be used in the language now? Because this is pratipadikam. It is not, right? As per the definition, by definition of grammar, this is not yet ready to be used in the language, because dhatu plus krit pratyaya is pratipadikam. So to this, again, we need to add sup pratyaya to be used to make it a subantam. Then only it can be used in a sentence. Now, patitva, by definition, it is an avyayam. And any avyayam, this is one of the examples of avyayam. Do you know any other avyayam? Shubhashripagini, any other avyayam do you know?
Shigram. Bodha.
Yeah, shigram.
Mandam, Shigram.
Yeah,
Shanaihi.
Shanaihi is a good example. Yeah. Or then atra, kutra, sarvatra, those are also avyayam.
Yes.
So here you take those examples also. For example, atra. Okay. So this has no vibhakti variations like prathama, dvitiya, tritiya. It is an avyayam, means what? In all the Trishulingeshu, sarvasu vibhaktishu samana rupam. In all the vibhaktis, and basically it has no variation. Vachana, linga, vibhakti. So atra, if you take this, avyaya is there. What is its pratipadikam? The question comes. All the namapadas or subantas must have some pratipadikam defined. This again we are talking Vyakaranam, not the language level, but Vyakarana level. So again question comes, what is its pratipadikam and what is its vibhakti now? When I use atra shishuhu asti, atra rukshaha asti, now what is its pratipadikam, what is its vibhakti? So there is no vibhakti because it's avyayam. But its pratipadikam is same, atra only. Avyayas, all of the avyayas, they have the same pratipadikam. If you take shanaihi, shanaihi is the pratipadikam. Okay. Then what happens is pratipadikam cannot be used directly in a sentence or a language. So some supratyaya has to be added. So what Vyakarana does is, just to make it technically correct to use in a sentence, it has to turn it into a subantam. So what it does, it just adds, you take any supratyaya, you can take any prathama vibhakti ekavachana supratyaya su, add it to the pratipadikam of that avyaya, and it defines some sutras, and then it makes sure that its form is not disturbed. The pratipadikam remains intact when supratyaya is added to it. Now which supratyaya to add? There are 21 supratyayas. So it doesn't matter what you add. So you can add away also. If you technically say, I'm going to add the prathama vibhakti ekavachana pratyad and ditiya vibhakti ekavachana pratyad, saptami vibhakti bahuvachana pratyad, you can say. It doesn't matter. You add whatever you want. But ultimately, it is going to end up in the same form. So if you take this as a pratipadikam, and if you want to construct the vibhakti table for this, okay, 7, 8 rows and 3 columns, in all the cells, in all the positions, it will remain same. Atra, 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 atra. Doesn't matter. So anyway, so this is the science of grammar, which makes sure that it is in a usable form when it is technically defined as a subantam. So similarly here, this is also an avyayam. Pat plus tva becomes patitva. Dhatu plus krit pratyaya, tva pratyaya becomes an avyayam. And just like any other avyayam, though its pratipadikam is patitva, you can add any supratyaya and its forms remain same because it's avyam. So ultimately this patitva pratipadikam turns into a subantam, but the forms remain same. So it can be used in a sentence. It is like a grammar Vyakarana Sutra is like a factory. So you feed on one side is like a conveyor belt, right? You feed one side these raw materials, okay? Then also you apply the process, like the sutras or the tools or the processes. And in between there are sutras bring in some other additives depending on what dhatu is there, what pratyaya is there, because e has to come here. If it is gum, it knows, sutras know that, oh, e should not come there. Yeah, so merg should be taken away. It should become gatva. They know those, all the processes, what needs to be applied. So you feed this raw materials to your manufacturing process, and then sutras will act on them, and finally they will throw you out this ready-made word to be used in the sentence. Right? So after getting this patitva also, the sutras know that because it is avyam, then it has to apply this supratyaya to make it pratipadikam. Because it is avyam, the form doesn't change. So at the final product you get is patitva only. Okay? So then you take it and use it in sentence. So
Mahodaya. प्रश्नमस्ति अत्र इति अन्यविभक्तिरूपे अर्हितुं किम्? I'm saying that can it be used in Dvitiya Vibhakti? I mean, Pradhama Vibhakti anyway it cannot be used, but Dvitiya, Tritiya Vibhakti, even though if it doesn't change form, is there a context in which it is used in the different Vibhaktis?
No. Yeah, so though we say that Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, its form remains same, there is no context for that because these have certain meanings. Most of the avyas have used in certain context. So you cannot change the context there. But some of them can be changed context. For example, Uchchaihi. Uchchaihi is the avyam, and there Uchchaihi means what? It looks Saha Uchchaihi Odati. So it means Sa Uchchaihi Gayati. It sounds, context is like Tritiya, right there. Means Tritiya type. Uchchaihi means with high notes, right? Something like that. But Uchchaihi has been used in language. You find that it is used in other context of other vibhaktis also. For example, Parvataha Uchchaihi Asti. Saha Uchchaihi Chalati. So Parvataha Uchchaihi Asti means it is high, it is tall. So there it is used in the context of Prathama. Uparishtat also is another one example. Uparishtat sounds like Panchami, but Uparishtat has been used in other context of other vibhaktis also. Same again. Parvata Uparishtat asti athva Graham Uparishtat asti. Means it's at the higher elevation. Maybe some graha is situated on some mountain. So in those contexts we find, but atra kutra, these are not found in the context of other vibhaktis, but these are found in context of saptami. Atra means here, in here, like that.
Yeah, so I found that eva and api can be used in different vibhakti contexts. Is that correct? So eva can mean Ramasya eva.
With other vibhakti.
With other vibhakti in the context.
It is not context. They have certain meanings, right? Context means maybe you are referring to, you want to say with some other word which is in some other vibhakti. For example, Ramasyeva, Ramayana eva, Ramateva, like that.
Right, like that only. That gives the context of vibhakti.
Yeah, maybe you can say, but in that case they have certain meanings. Eva has a certain meaning, right? Eva is emphasizing meanings. Ramateva, from Rama only. Ramasyeva, of Rama only. So eva here meaning only, or emphasizing that only. So the actual meaning context comes from that Ramasya Ramat, right? Ramasyeva, of Rama.
Right.
And eva and api can have multiple meanings. That is different, but not from the vibhakti context. But because api can sometimes be used to mean more. Sometimes it may be used to mean less. So those have their own meanings, but not vibhakti context is different.
Okay, Dhanyavad.
More one question. In the last class, there was an example, putra, where it's written as pu and there is a ta coming in and there is a tra. Yeah. So does that apply to every tra, or is it special about putra?
No, not every tra. Like atra, we are not applying. Atra, kutra, sarvatra. No. Here, putra. Last time I told about the nirvachanam or etymology of this, right? Anyone remember what is putra? Nirvachanam, niruktihi. Putra means what?
Punyamargam gacchati.
Put nama narakat trayate iti putraha. Put. So in some grantha, shastra grantha, there is something called put nama naraka. There is one naraka or some hellish place, which is, there are many different narakas, right? Naraka, hell, all, I don't want to translate again. Naraka, there are different narakas where people after doing bad karmas, they go there, right? So there are different kinds of narakas. One of them is put. I don't know what happens there, but put. So one of them is called put. So put nama narakat trayate putra. From this person who is called putra, he, what you call trayate means he protects, means he makes his ancestors avoid going to this naraka called put. That's why he is called putra. At least he is supposed to do that. My interpretation is that he just does good things so that for his vansha or kulam doesn't get into bad name. He keeps its.
In my mother tongue, there's it's same thing, but maybe slightly changing the form. It's called Punnama Narakam, where the son performs the last rites, so the parents can avoid going to this Punnama Narakam.
Yeah, Punnama. Maybe it may be Punnama originally. It becomes Punnama, I think. Puttnama is by the name Put. Put plus tra. So this is the nishpatti. So put plus trayate. So together it is putra. Putra. Putra.
Dhanyawad.
So here we have balaka patati patitva. So twa and tum, these are examples of krit pratyayas, which is a set of pratyayas more than 100 or 140. Now different krit pratyayas, they are applied to dhatus in different meanings. So here patitva, when we apply twa to pat dhatu, it becomes patitva, and then it turns into an avyayam. And what is the meaning? In what meaning it is applied? What is the meaning of patitva? Balaka patitva khadati.
I mean, the boy is
After studying.
reading while eating.
No. After having reading, after completing reading, he is eating.
Yeah. After reading, he eats. after reading the boy is eating. Here the twa, no, here means always the twa pratyaya is applied to a dhatu to bring its meaning to in the context of after doing that kriya. So patitva, gatva means after going, pitva after drinking, khaditva after eating. So the tva is used, applied to dhatu. To when it is applied to dhatu, the final word which comes out, that means after doing that kriya. So here balaka patitva khadati, after reading the boy eats. And then marjarah agacchati, marjarah dugdham pibati. Okay.
So patati and khadati both are lat lakara, Mahoday, isn't it?
There is no lakara. These are nama padam. We see lakara. Lakara is only in case of kriyapada, tinganta, like gacchati, gacchatu, agachat, gamishyati. Those are kriyapadas, tingantas, and only tingantas have lakaras. Nama padas, they don't have lakaras. Namapada is noun, right? Noun. Noun doesn't have a tense or mood or lakara. So patitva is a noun, and it is an avyayam. So there is no lakara here. Okay.
Patati is kriya. Balaka patati. The first sentence is patati is kriya padam.
Yes, that is a lat lakara. Correct. Khadati
Right.
is lat lakara.
Khadati is lat lakara. So I thought the patitva is like while doing reading, the boy is eating, but it changes the form, so it puts the action before one action, isn't it?
Yeah, right. So I think this may be confusing. So these balaka patati, balaka khadati, and balaka patitu khadati, they have no relation here in terms of meaning. This exercise is only to convert this patati to patitva. It doesn't keep the same meaning. Patati means he is reading. Balaka patati means balaka is reading. Balaka patitva khadati means after reading he eats. So their meanings are not same.
Understood. Dhanyawad.
So patitva, yes, patati, khadati, agacchati, upavishati, these are all in lat lakara, vartamana kala. You know that already, pratama purusha ekavachanam. But patitva is avyam, and it is avyam is a namapadam, subantam, and khadati still is in lat lakara. There. Okay. Sharda, I've seen. I quickly saw your answer sheet. There are many issues.
Yeah, I see that. Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, next one, Neela Bhagini. The next second one. Marjara agacchati.
Marjarah agacchati. Marjarah dugdam pibati. Marjarah agatva dugdam pibati.
Agatva?
That was the question. I think it is the upasarga, right? So it should be ya antam. I'm trying to remember our lesson.
So for everybody, so here when twa is the exercise, but whenever there is a upasarga before a dhatu, then in that case, in place of twa, a different krit pratyaya has to be added in the same meaning. Lep is called lep. Okay, this one is twa, this one is called lep.
Levantam.
And this lep, in this lep only ya remains. So we need to add ya to the dhatu with which with upasarga. So in case of agacha ti, the dhatu is gama and a is upasarga. So we have agam plus lep, agam plus ya.
Agamya.
Agamya.
Agamya. That's okay. Thank you.
So macharah agamya dugdham pibati.
I think I made the mistake on that.
So this agamya has a special case here. Agamya has a vikalpa roopam, an alternate form called agatya. So agatya is also correct, agamya is also correct.
Say that again, please. How is the agatya correct? Because it's upasarga, right?
Not gatva. Gatva is different. This is agatya. Upasarga is a.
Okay.
So agamya, agatya, there are two alternate forms for lep with gum and a.
Agatya. Oh, I did that. Agatva I did. I should do agatya. Agatya.
Agatya or agamya, both are correct. So just remember that whenever there is a upasarga, like in next one is also upavishati. Upa plus vishati, here also upasarga is there. So vishya, you have to add the lep, which is ya, becomes upa vishya. So this also, the meaning in which twa and lep are applied is the same. That means after doing the kriya, after sitting. Upavishya means after sitting. Balaka chakrayane upavishya chakrayanam chalayati. Then if there is no upasarga, just twa is added. Patitva, gatva, vishtva, drushtva, grihitva. So other sentences are clear, I think. If you have any questions, ask me. And the last one, balike geetam vadatah, balike nrittam kuratah. Some of you have written this correctly. What is this balike geetam vadatah? Vijanti, what is the sixth one?
Actually, I was wondering, because this means that, okay, balake geetam vadatah, balake nrityam kurutah. So my answer was balake geetam uditva nrityam kurutah. So
Correct.
over here, but why geetam vadatah? Vadatah is speaking also, right? Vadatah means is speak, right?
Speaking, saying.
Oh, okay. So
It
here
is like Bhagavad Gita asti, Bhagavad Gitam vadami. Okay, saying.
It could also mean recite.
Oh.
Recite, saying.
Okay.
Uditva, here vadati uditva. In some books, L1 books, so where this twa equivalent is given or twa usage given, generally we see the use of uktva. And in our general everyday usage, most commonly you see uktva, not uditva, right? Uktva means after saying. Saha shlokam uktva dugdham pibati. Sa shlokam uktva atva saha stotram uktva bhojanam karoti, etc. So uktva is commonly used instead of uditva. So it may be confusing. So we know that now we know that uditva, the dhatu for uditva is, what is the dhatu for uditva?
Ud dhatu.
No, vad. Okay. Dhatu is vad. We add this twa. To vad we add twa. uktva. So finally it becomes not vaditva, but it becomes uditva. This va changes to va, u. In some cases it changes to.
Mahoday, does it change to Uditva? Is it a
Why?
rule?
Why means why that? Because that is the language. That is the basic answer. But how it changes, that can be explained by the Vyakarana Sutras. How it should change to uditva. Why? There is no direct answer, because that is how it is in the language. It is how it is used in the sentences in the language. So similarly, take the uktva also. Uktva. What is the dhatu, Alangan Mother? Do you know? Did you research on this?
vad dhatu Mahodaya, vad dhatu?
No, for uktva. For vad dhatu, for uditva, what is the dhatu? For uktva.
Am na janami Mahodaya.
Sanjay uvacha, Arjuna uvacha, uvacha. What is the dhatu? Uvacha.
What is that?
Watch.
Dhatu?
Watch.
Vacha.
There is another dhatu called vach. Vach dhatu. Then you add this tva pratyaya to vach dhatu. Then it changes to uktva. So here also you see this va changing to uk. So mostly where there is a dhatu starting with va, when you add a krit pratyaya, it changes to u. Not all the krit pratyayas, but some of the krit pratyayas. Like even you add this tavatu, it becomes uktavan, right? Uktavan, uktavati. Vad also add this tavatu, it becomes uditavan, uditavati. So those are the forms there. So the pattern is there. But why? Because that is the language usage. How? That is explained by Vyakarana Sutras. What is the pattern? Va starting dhatus, they change to u in case of some of the krit pratyayas or some of the usages. Okay. Vach uktva. So this is a different dhatu. Remember that. So it is not the same. Vad dhatu becomes uditva. Vach dhatu becomes uktva.
Mahoday, are these in the reference table, the Kriya Padam reference table?
Yeah. Those are there in the Kriya Pada reference table, which is available on the site. Also, these will be, of course, available in any dhatu kosha.
Dhanyawad Mahodaya. It's very clear now. It's very clear to me now. Thank you.
Mahodaya, so what is this dhatu for the number 5, grihanati? Grihanati.
Grihnati.
So it's grihnati, okay.
Not grihnati. Grihnati. Her first. Grihnati.
Grihnati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the dhatu? Graha.
Yeah, because so it's graha. Okay.
Graha, not gru. Not gru. Graha.
Okay, it's graha. Okay, because I was looking into it and I got very confused while doing the homework, but I'll try to because I think things became a bit more clear now, so I'll try to complete it now. Thank you.
So here grihnati becomes gruhitva. Right? That you already done, I think, many of you. Gruhitva nadim gacchati. Tum another Krit Pratyaya. The original form is like Tumun. Tumun is the name of the Krit Pratyaya. It is also added to, like any Krit Pratyaya, all the Krit Pratyayas are added to Dhatu, which turns into a Pratipadikam first, and to the Pratipadikam a Supratyaya has to be added to make it usable in the language. So in this case also, like Twa, when a Tumun is added to Dhatu, it turns into Pratipadikam, and then ultimately it becomes an Avyam. Note that all the Krit Pratyaya ending words are not Avyas. Right? Like for example, Gatavati, Gatavan, they are not Avyam. They are normal Namapadam. They are not Avyam. Gatavan, Gatavati, any Tavatu example you have seen already. So they are not. Tavatu is another Krit Pratyaya which we have seen before in the previous course. L1, Tavatu. This when added to Dhatu, the Ka is dropped, last U is dropped, and only Tavat remains, and this is added to Dhatu, like Gam, Pat, etc. And then it goes through again other different steps to make it a Pratipadikam first, and again Supratyaya is added to that Pratipadikam to make it a Subantam. But in this case, the final form is not Avyam. It is like any generic Namapadam like Rama, etc. In this case, Gam plus Tavat, this becomes a Pratipadikam called Gatavat. And this one has all the different Vibhakti forms and Vachanas. Like in Pullinga it becomes Gatavan, Gatavantav, Gatavantaha, etc. In Strilinga, Pratipadikam becomes Gatavati, and it becomes Gatavati, Gatavatyav, Gatavatyaha. And in Napumsakalinga it remains Gatavat. Then the forms becomes like Bhavat, Bhavati, Bhavanti, Gatavat, Gatavati, Gatavanti. The forms are different in Napumsakalingam also. So some Krit ending words or the words ending in Krit Pratyaya, depending on what Pratyaya it is, they might end up as Avyam or they might end up as a normal Namapadam. Mostly they are Visheshanam. In this case, Gatavat, Gatavati, these are all Visheshanam, right? Adjectives, having all the Vibhakti Rupas. Now this Tumun is another Pratyaya, Krit Pratyaya. By the way, the words ending in Krit Pratyaya, they are called Krudantas. Like Patitva is a Krudanta because it is ending in the Krit Pratyaya Tva. Then Datum, Patitum, these are all Krudantas. And Patitavati, even Gatavan, Gatavati, they are all Krudanta. Because they have one of the Krit Pratyayas at their end also. Yeah, obviously ultimately they have the Sup Pratyaya at the end, but they are derived by adding one of the Krit Pratyayas to begin with. So they are called Krudantas. So all the Krudantas are also Namapadas. So Tumunanta in this example, Tumun Pratyaya, we are adding Surya Udeti, Surya Prakasham Dadati, Surya Prakasham Datum Udeti. Datum. So here the Dhatu is Da. Right? We are adding Tumun Pratyaya, and then the sutras come into picture in the process. The process is called Prakriya here. That manufacturing process is called Prakriya, Vyakarana Prakriya. And then in this, the last un is removed, and we only tum remains here and becomes dhatum. Similarly, patitum, gantum, etc. The meaning in which the tumun pratyaya is applied is to do that kriya, to do something. Twa was applied after doing that kriya, right? In that sense. But tum is applied in the sense of to do that kriya. So here, Surya prakasham dhatum udeti. Surya rises up to give the prakasha, light. So similarly, all this. So now, some of you have not done this correctly, in the sense you have just applied tum to this first kriyapada. Surya udeti, Surya prakasham dadati. So here you are not possibly looked at the example properly. Second one, munihi ashramam pravishati, munihi japati. So here you have just applied the tum to this pravishati. But what is happening here? See the meaning here. Munihi ashram pravishati, muni japati. Muni enters the ashrama and then muni do the japa. So japa is happening later, right? So to do this japa, he is entering the ashrama. So we want to apply tum to this japati for japa dhatu. So tum has to be applied to the second kriya, because that is happening afterwards. So to do that kriya, this person karta is doing the first action. To do the second action, the karta is doing the first action. So to do what kriya? Second kriya. To do that kriya, to that dhatu, we need to apply the tum. So vyadha mrugam marayitum banam munchati. Not that munchaitum or moktum. Vyadha banam moktum. Don't apply it here. He is not killing it. He is not killing the animal to release the bana. He is releasing the bana to kill the mruga. So to do what action? To that we apply the tum. Any question? No? Okay. Think should be straightforward, right? But some cases. Anybody want to try this quickly?
I can try the first one. Vayuputra Maruti Ramasya Dasaha.
Vayuputraha. So we also want to use proper vibhakti vachana lingam of all these words there at the top. All these. Vayuput, they should not be used as it is necessarily. Where we need to apply the vibhakti vachana, please apply them.
Sure. So
Vayuputraha is a separate word. Marutihi.
Marutihi Ramasya Dasaha.
Ramasya Dasa. Then next.
Marutihi Vishala.
Marutihi samudram tarati.
No, there are two blank spaces.
Oh.
I tried with Vishala Marutihi Vishala Samudram Tarati.
Vishala Samudram, so we have to make it a Visheshanam, right? Vishalam Samudram Tarati.
Vishalam Samudram.
Vishalam Samudram Tarati. Because we want to make them two words, not a single word. Two separate, distinct words. One is Vishesham, another Visheshanam. Vishalam Samudram Tarati. Okay, we'll go by one by one. Next, Telangan Mode. Martihi.
Yeah.
Dash, dash,
Marutihi
dash.
Ravanasya Sundaram Nagaram Prapnoti.
Marutihi Ravanasya Sundaram Nagaram Prapnoti. Okay. Next one, Neela begin. Marutihi dash dash Anvishyati.
Marutihi Kaha Sitayam Vatikam Anvishyati. Is it the one? Yeah. Anvishyati.
What is Kaha? Marutihi. Marutihi Vatikayam Sitam Anvishyati.
Yes.
There are only two blank spaces.
Okay.
Here.
I think I just made the mistake. Okay. Sitayam Vatikam Anveshayati.
No, Vatikayam Sitam Anvishyati.
Is that correct? Vatikayam?
Okay.
Vatikam.
Vatikayam.
Yeah, it's
Sitam
a
Anvishyati.
Okay.
Okay, next one. Marutihi dash dash Pravishati.
Sundaram Vatikam. I repeated them. Sundaram Vatikam Pravishyati.
Astu. Okay. Next one, Shubhasri Bhagini. Next.
Okay.
Sita.
Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Sita
Dhanyavad.
Adaha.
Dash, Adaha dash.
Yeah. I don't know, Mahodaya. What is Adaha, Mahodaya?
Ada means under.
Okay. Can I see those words? Can I see those words?
Yeah, I think Sita, Vrikshat,
Vriksham?
Vrikshat.
Under the tree?
Yeah. 1 second. What did you say, Vijanta Bhagini?
I said Sita, Vrikshat Adaha Upavishati. Is it correct, sir?
Vrikshasya Adaha Upavishati.
Vrikshasya. Okay, sorry, sir.
Next one. Marutihi dash Sitam dash. Prajwal Mode.
Marutihi
dash Sitam dash.
Khinna Sitam Pashyati.
Khinnam
Sitam.
Khinnam.
Khinna. Okay.
Khinnam Sitam Pashyati. Rakshasi dash Karoti. Where are we? Sharda, what have you written here? Rakshasi dash Karoti. Sharda is no. Suresh Mode. Rakshasi dash Karoti.
But I had Nita, so the demon had tied Sita? Is that true?
Rakshasi dash karoti. What is that?
Nita, to tie her up?
Yes. I wrote Nidra karoti.
Nidra.
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 Nidram, right, Mahodaya? Nidram karoti.
Nidram. Rakshasi nidram karoti. Maruti dash dash gayati. Rangan Mode.
मारुतिः मधुरं गीतं गायति.
सुरेश महोदय अग्रे. सीता dash dash शृणोति. सीता dash dash शृणोति.
Can I try more then?
Yeah.
Sita Marutasya Geetam Shrunoti.
मारुतस्य न मारुति इति शब्दः यथा कवि. So it is the षष्ठी विभक्ति एकवचनं. मारुति षष्ठी विभक्ति. कवि हरि.
Marutya.
No, Maruti पुल्लिङ्ग. पुल्लिङ्ग एकवचनं. कवि हरि.
Marutasya.
मारुतेः
मारुतेः कवेः हरेः. मारुतेः सीता मारुतेः तं शृणोति. ओके.
गीतं शृणोति.
नेक्स्ट् नीला भगिनी. सीता डैश् भवति.
सीता प्रसन्नं भवति.
किं भवति?
प्रसन्नं
न. So again it is विशेषणं. So सीता विशेषणं same विभक्तिलिङ्गवचनं लिङ्गं. प्रसन्नं sounds like नपुंसकलिङ्गं. सीता is स्त्रीलिङ्ग.
प्रसन्ना भवति.
प्रसन्ना भवति. ओके. नेक्स्ट शुभश्री भगिनी. मारुतिः सीतां so सीता इदानीं किम् अभवत्? प्रसन्ना भवति. शी इस् हैप्पी. What is Maruti next? Maruti what is that? Maruti सीतां dash.
Namati Mहोदय.
Nothing missing. Namati. Yeah, Namati. Maruti सीतां नमति. Next one. सीता dash dash इति पृच्छति. सीता dash dash इति पृच्छति. प्रज्वल महोदय. सीता dash dash इति पृच्छति.
सीता I cannot. See.
This is where the kaha is useful. Kaha from where? Agachati iti pruchati.
Okay.
No. Kaha is not from where, right? Kaha is what?
Kaha is what? Yeah.
What?
So K? No. It is. So where is K? Now Kaha is.
Sita is asking, who are you? Okay. Who are you? Not from where. Who are you? Yes, Sita मारुति कः इति न जानाति सो
कः अस्ति
there are two कः अस्ति अस्ति
कः भवति भवान्
भवान् सीता भवान् कः इति पृच्छति
भवान् कः इति पृच्छति ओके so who are you yeah okay makes sense
मारुति डैश डैश ददाति विजन्ति भगिनि मारुतिः डैश डैश ददाति
मारुतिः रामस्य something what is that on top ददाति
रामस्य रिङ्ग्
अङ्गुलीयकम् is that the one
अङ्गुलीयकं ददाति okay then next सीता dash ददाति
Mahoday, the Anguliyakam is, does it belong to Sita or does it belong to Rama? The Chudamani.
Rama.
Yeah.
So what we have? Marutihi Ramasya Angulikyam dadati. Ring belongs to Rama. Sita dash dadati. Sita kim dadati?
Chudamanim dadati.
Chudamanim dadati. Then what we have? Maruti dash khadati. शुभस्य भगिनी मारुति किं खादति
मारुति
किं खादति in these words what is he eating
phalam
phalam मारुति phalam
खादति
okay मारुति dash dash मारयति okay next one Nila Bhagini somebody finish fast Maruti dash dash marayati
रावणस्य पुत्रं मारयति
रावणस्य पुत्रं मारयति अक्षयकुमार then Maruti dash dash gacchati
मारुतिः रावणस्य भवनं गच्छति
मारुति dash dash कथयति
मारुतिः भवान् रामं कथयति
Bhavan what is Bhavan Maruti dash dash kati now he is in front of Ravana and what is he telling him
रामस्य कथयति
रामस्य किं कथयति कथयति means he is narrating
कथयति means telling the story
no just telling what is he telling
Ramasya story no
Kathayati doesn't need to be story you can say anything
There's Sandesham
Ramasya Sandesham kathayati
कथयति रामस्य सन्देशं कथयति
then what else Ravana dash dash palayati
रावणः मारुतस्य पुच्छं ज्वालयति
you have to get away from that marutasya what is marutasya maruti is the word what is
okay
Shakti of maruti
oh yeah that's right marutehe पुच्छं ज्वालयति
yes. Marutihi dash nagaram dash
मारुतिः रावणस्य नगरं दह्यति
रावणस्य नगरं दहति मारुति डैश् समीपं डैश् समाप्तम्
मारुतिः समुद्रस्य समीपम् आगच्छति
समुद्रस्य रामस्य समीपं whatever. So one thing I didn't hear used in this is Ramapatni. So you need to use Ramapatni somewhere where you use Sita. For example, here Marutihi Nagare Ramapatni Manvishyati, something like that. Okay, so let's look at the Halanta and Pullinga Shabdaha next. Halanta Pullinga Shabdaha means the Shabdas or Pratipadikas ending in a Vyanjanam. So Hal and Ach, this I think. So Hal is in Vyakaranam is used to represent or mean a Vyanjanam, and Ach is used to represent or mean a Swara. So Ach Anta means Ajanta. Pullinga Shabda example is Rama. Rama, because the ending sound in Rama is A. That is why it is called Ajanta, Swaranta or Ajanta, Ach Anta. Ending in Ach or Swara is Ajanta. Ajanta Pullinga Shabda or Pratipadikam is Rama. Similarly, we have studied the other Ajanta words like Ajanta Strilinga. Udaharanam kim asti? Ajanta Strilinga Pratipadikam
Sita.
And another one Ikaranta, Dirgha Ikaranta Strilinga Pratipadikam
Gauri.
Rasva Ikaranta Strilinga Pratipadikam
Mati.
Buddham. Rasva Ikaranta Pullinga Pratipadikam
Hari.
And Rikaranta, Ru is also a Swara. This is also Ajanta. Rikaranta Pullinga Pratipadikam
Pitru.
Rikaranta Strilinga Shabdaha Matru. Akaranta Napunsakalinga Shabdaha Mitra or Vana, etc. Phala, Gruha. And Ukaranta Pullinga Pratipadikam
Guru.
Ukaranta Strilinga Pratipadikam Dhenu. So there are other Akaranta Pullinga is also available. You can look up them in the Shabda, Manjari, etc. Just in case you might be having some online references and also printed books, but you can also find them sources. So the first one, Shabda Manjari. This is a PDF download. You can download these is one of them is the Shabda Manjari. This has the almost all the words, means all the not all the words in the language, but all these like representative words like akaranta pullinga, akaranta strilinga, etc. Yeah, all those. Not only Ajanta, Halanta, everything is available in this. This is a good book, you can download. The only one thing is that there is no akaranta strilinga shabda. Akaranta strilinga shabda we know, lata, etc. But there is no akaranta strilinga shabda. There is akaranta pullinga shabdas are there available, like Vishwapa, etc. But there is no strilinga word ending in a in Sanskrit language. And then the halanta pullinga shabda, which are ending in Vyanjana. Udaharanam atra asti marut, surud, vanij, karin. We'll see, go through some, and bhavat also. You can again refer to any book or this online also available here. Many are available here. Let's go through some of the examples here quickly. And this is the Koshtaka table is given in horizontal form here. Pratama Ditya, and only Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam is given separately. Now, this is given for to understand the pattern here. For example, Ekavachan, if you take, so it's easy to remember if you see like this, hopefully. So Ekavachan, if you compare Pratama, Ditya, Tritiya, so if you see Marut, Surut, Dvanij, etc. here, what's happening here? Marut, Surut, Vanik, Kari, Patitavan, Bhavan. And the Pratipadikam is given before there, which I should have written again. Suhrud, Vanij, Karin, Bhavat, etc. So how are they changing in their Vibhakti Rupas, respectively? If you see, there is a pattern you can see here. Marut, Surut, Vanik, Marutam, Surudam, Vanijam, etc. And Smarut, Surud, Vanij, and especially these one. Marute, Surude, Vanije, Karine, Marutah, Karinah, Patitavatah. So if you see these, the patterns are similar. So it should not be too difficult to remember these. For example, when we come across words like Marutam, Surudam, Vanijam, Karinam, Patitavantam, Bhavantam. So there we know that they are like Ditiya Vibhakti, Prathama, Ditiya Vibhakti, Ekavachanam. Tritiya is like Maruta. These are Halanta Shabda, whereas in Ajanta we have seen Pullinga, how do we see Ramena, in Harina, Kavina, and then Guruna. There also Na is coming here, Na is not coming. But in Akaranta Pullinga, Ne, Ramena, Na is coming. So there also there is some pattern, but here in, especially in the Halanta Shabda, actually easier, for me at least, easier. And it is actually easier because they are more consistent in the pattern than the Ajanta Shabda. If you see here, Maruta, Suruda, Vanija, Karina, Patitavata, Bhavata, only thing you have to remember what is the Pratipadikam and Ekavachanam. So Pratipadikam remains here. Oh, this is the Pratipadikam. Sorry. This is the Pratipadikam which I written here. Correct. In this column I written the Pratipadikam, and this is Prathama Vibhakti, etc. So here Pratipadikam, if you remember here, for example, if you say Marut, ta, and only Prathama item means Marut, and Ditiya tam, ta, te, taha, taha, ti, and Sambodham Marut. So Rud, and Prathama is changing to ta, takaranta, and there is alternate form da also. So Rud also. And then Ditiya Suhrudam Suhruda. So you see that Ditiya onwards, the ending letter is same as what is in the Pratipadikam. Suhrud is Pratipadikam, Suhruda, Suhrude, Suhruda, etc. Right? Similarly, you see Vanij, Pratipadikam is ending in Ja. Only in Prathama it becomes Vanik. And then Ditiya onwards, it's all what is in the Pratipadikam. Jam, Ja, Je, Jaha, Jaha, Ji. Sambodhanam again Vanik. Then Patitavat, if you take Prathama Pullinga, was Pullinga Patitavan, but after that, afterwards it is Patitavantam Patitavata, again same. But you must have already known this Bhavat Shabda, Bhavan, Bhavantam, similarly. This Bhavat doesn't have the Sambodhana form because it is you, like Tvam. Then there is Karin, is Kari, Karinam, Karina, Karine. This is like Vidyarthin Shabda, Vidyarthi, Vidyarthina, Vidyarthina, Kari, Karinam, Karina, etc. So at least you know this, whenever there is a Ni, Karini, Maniji, so that is the Saptami Vibhakti. Is also here. Pattern you can find. Dvachanam is much easier because they are all similar. Then Chanam is Marutaha, Marutaha, Marudbhi, Marudbhya, Marudbhyam, Smaruta, Marutsu, Marutaha. Obviously, traditional tables, you can find them in any book or online like this. Okay. So looking at some examples. Let's say these are Strilinga and these are Napumsakalinga. Halantapullinga Shabdaha. Namanti, some example from the Subhashitam here. Namanti phalino rukshaha, namanti gunino janaha, shushka rukshascha murkascha, namanti kadachana. In this, Langon Mode, can you make the Padachedanam? So this is a Subhashitam.
उत्तम प्रयत्नं करोमि जि नमन्ति फलिनः वृक्षाः नमन्ति गुणिनः जनाः शुष्कवृक्षाश्च शुष्कः वृक्षः च मूर्खः च न नमन्ति कदाचन पादं
Father will see later. Okay. So this is one Subhashitam. Namanti phalinaha gunin rukshaha, namanti guninaha janaha, shushka rukshaha cha murkhaha cha na namanti kadachana. Here phalinaha has become phalino because of sandhi, so let's take phalinaha. Similarly, guninaha has become gunino because of sandhi. Let's take guninaha in our example here. Namanti phalinaha vrukshaha. What is the meaning of this? Namanti phalinaha vrukshaha.
we honor the trees that give the fruit, right?
No, not we. Where is we here?
So fruits give tree like bow or the bend. Is it something like that?
The bend. Namant is bend. So rukshaha is what vibhakti? Linga vachana.
Bahuvachanam?
Bahuvachanam.
Prathama vibhakti.
Bahuvachanam. Lingam.
Pullingam.
Pratipadikam.
Ruksha.
Ruksha. So rukshaha. Now phalinaha. Now here what is the linga vachana vibhakti pratipadikam?
Phalam is Napunsaka-lingam. Phala is the Pratipadikam.
Vachanam.
Phalena. Ekavachanam? No. Phalino.
So since you said phala pratipadikam, you can refer to phala table. So keep your table, book or something near you. This will be very helpful for next few classes. And if you don't have any other books, so at least you download this, which I showed you. Where is it? No, this one Shabda Manjari. Download this. This one has not only Namapada but also Kriyapada forms. So this will be very helpful as a reference book to keep this with you. So let's try to avoid guessing and look at the reference book or something. So phalam is there, phala is there. What is the prathama vibhakti forms? For phala.
Phala. Phale phalani.
Prathama vibhakti ekvachanam kim? Prathama ekvachanam?
Phalam.
Ekvachanam phala. Phala.
Not phala. Phalam.
Phalam. Phalam is ekavachanam. Dvivachanam phale. Bahuvachanam phalani.
So if you look at this phalam phale phalani, so on this we have phalinaha. So there is no phalinaha anywhere here on this table.
No.
Phalinaha. So it doesn't belong to this koshtaka. The pratipadikam is not phala there. So we'll have to look for something else. Yes, Prajalmada, what do you think?
Yes, I think so. It could be this one of these halanta.
Yeah. So if we look at the pattern here.
Oh, karman would that be? Halan? Oh no.
So we look at no here, but if you look at this one, so first thing you have to know, you can understand that here phalinaha it's a namapadam, obviously, but is it a vishesham or something?
It looks like a visheshanam of this vriksha.
Vrikshaha, correct. So phalinaha vrikshaha namanti. This is the sentence.
So it should be
like phalinaha vrikshaha namanti.
Bahuvachana.
Yeah,
Bahuvachana form and then ending in this akara na, or ending in a na and then a. So I think
no, it doesn't have to be. Hold on. The visheshanam doesn't have to end in the same letter as the vishesham. It has to be in the same vachana vibhakti linga, not ending sound. Sorry. Okay. Visheshanam has to be in the same linga vachana vibhakti. So vrikshaha is what linga vachana vibhakti?
It's pullinga and then
Pullinga,
prathama and bahuvachana.
Vibhakti, Bahuvachana. So since Phalinaha is a Visheshanam for Rukshaha, because fruit-bearing trees. What Phalinaha means, fruit-bearing trees. So that is a Visheshanam. So that also has to be in the Pullinga, Prathama Vibhakti, Bahuvachana. So now we'll have to look at, if we want to know the what is it called, Pratipadikam of Phalinaha. So we'll have to look at some Pratipadikam which has in its Pullinga Prathama Bahuvachana has a Phalinaha form. Right? So again, coming back to this. Okay. Pullinga. So we are looking for Pullinga, right? So first to look at one of the this is Strilinga. Pullinga words. So here, where do you see in Pullinga Bahuvachana we know? Bahuvachana Koshtaka you see. Somewhere you should see Phalinaha. Where do you see that kind of form here?
So is it this Karin Pratipadikam? Because Karina looks like
Prathama
it
Vibhakti
becomes
Bahuvachana. We are looking at Prathama Bahuvachana.
Yeah.
Karinaha. So Karin is the Pratipadikam. What is the Pratipadikam for Phalin? Phalinaha?
Phalin.
Phalin. Phalin. So here also, if you look at Halanta Pullinga, Karin is there. Yeah.
Magavan?
Huh? No. This Karin is good. Don't go to Magavan.
Okay.
Karin, Phali, E. That in is important. Like in, Phalin. Not Magavan is an. So it's a little bit different here. So Karin is better. So it goes with Karin, Phalin, or Vidyarthi. Pathin is there, but it has little bit different. Panthaha, Panthano, Panthana. So it's a different special word. Pathin. So let's go with Karin or Vidyarthin, which is like Karin. Vidyarthi, Kari, Karino, Karinaha. Vidyarthi, Vidyarthina, Vidyarthinaha. Like that. Phali is also. Phalin Shabda. Phali, Phalino, Phalinaha. Singular. Ekavachana is Phali. Phali means what? Fruit bearing. Somebody which is in Pullinga. Like Phali Vrikshaha. Phali, Phalinau, Phalinau Vrikshau. Phalinaha Vrikshaha. Okay. So that is one example there in that Subhashritam. Similarly, Guninaha also. Guni. Generally in the Shabdamanjari books, you find this Guni example. Kari will be there. Guni is you'll find like Guni, Gunina, Guninaha. Like Phali also. Phali. Namanti Gunino, Namanti Phalinaha Vrikshaha means fruit bearing trees, they bow down because you see fruits, they are heavy, they bow down. Guninaha Janaha, Tathaiva, this is like a simile. Guninaha Vrikshaha, Guninaha Janaha Namanti. People who have good characters, they are Namanti, Namra. They have the humbleness, they bow down. But Shushka Vrikshaha, dry trees, and Murkha, who are like dry trees, who do not have any knowledge or character. Na namanti kadachana. They never. Kadachana means never. Na namanti. They don't bow or they are not humble. They just stand upright, straight. This is one Subhashitam.
What is Kadachana, Mahodaya?
Never.
Okay.
Kadachana is ever. this case, na kadachana namanti. They never bow down. Okay, we'll stop here today. Any question you can ask? अस्तु, धन्यवादः, नमस्कारः.